All right, UFC Fight Night, Hermansson versus Strickland. We have a very interesting main event here. What do you guys think about the main event?
This is Strickland's number one contenders fight. After this, he's going straight to Adesanya.
I mean, realistically, I could see this as a number one contendership fight because if you look at the rankings, all right, let me just pull up the rankings real quick. So number one is Robert Whitaker. He's going to fight Adesanya. Vettori already lost to Adesanya twice. Cannonier Brunson. Actually, no, Cannonier Brunson is the number one contender fight. And then
yeah, definitely.
I agree to an extent. I just think that I could see Brunson getting passed up because Strickland's Twitter is hilarious, and he's an interesting personality compared to Derek Brunson, who I don't even know what his voice sounds like.
Derek
To be
Brunson
honest,
is the world's first black Super Saiyan. How much more interesting can you be?
I've seen him. I've seen his interview a couple of times. I mean, he's not like an interesting personality at all, but I think, I mean, if you look at his stylistically, he probably matches up the best with Adesanya.
Oh yeah, no, like Strickland gets beat like a drum by Izzy.
Yeah, Strickland gets beat, gets humiliated,
easily, very, very handily.
Yeah, I think he gets humiliated, but
even Brunson and Izzy fought back in the day, and like Brunson didn't really have much for him with the takedowns. Like I really think Izzy's grappling is better than people give him credit for, and it got like fucked up by Jan because Jan was like 25 pounds bigger than him, and like I said, like if you're Brian Ortega or Gilbert Burns, like you can give up weight on the ground because you know how to fucking grapple. But if you're Izzy, like you don't know how to grapple, so like a lot of explosiveness is a big part of getting up, and when you can't explode when there's a bigger guy on you, and it's the later rounds.
All right,
so I think when Izzy, I was gonna say, so I think Izzy whoops Strickland like it's nothing, and Brunson has
we can worry about that when they have their own main event.
Yeah. All right. So Hermansson versus Strickland. I think. So, I mean, if you look at Strickland's run at middleweight so far, no one has really challenged him in terms of he hasn't really faced a grappler yet. And Hermansson does have a wrestling background. He has a good ground game. So this is definitely a new test, I would say, for Sean Strickland. Will he be able to handle the wrestling and the submission game of Jack Hermansson? Although there's been a lot of buzz about there's been a lot of talk about how good Sean Strickland's ground game is. We just haven't really seen it in the middleweight division yet.
Yeah, I think that based on when Strickland fought Marvin Vettori.
Hermansson?
Yeah, when Hermansson fought Marvin Vettori, it wasn't pretty to say the least. Marvin Vettori just simply outpaced him. He knocked him down, he rocked him, and maybe he just rocked. I think he knocked Hermansson down, if I'm not mistaken. But
possibly.
Yeah, but he just took I just looked at the stats, 164 straight shots, and he got knocked down once. But he got 2 takedowns on Marvin Vettori, which is pretty good.
The fact that he took Vettori down a couple times doesn't bode well for Strickland because Vittori's a good grappler himself. Like he's nothing special, but he's decent.
That is true.
I think I'll go for it.
I was gonna say Hermansson's a lot more tested against good middleweights. I think both people that Hermansson took losses to recently, I mean, also beat Strickland. So I don't weigh too much stock into losing to Vettori and Cannonier because I think they would both beat Strickland.
What?
Yeah.
Vettori and Cannonier. I could see Marvin Vettori and Sean Strickland train together, but yeah, I could see Marvin Vettori beating Sean Strickland.
I think Marvin definitely beats him if they fight. So.
And then Cannonier always has.
I don't weigh too much stock to that loss. I'm not Hermansson. I think. I don't know. I feel like Hermansson's just more tested. I mean, he grappled Hamzat a couple months ago. I think he's gonna.
He lost.
He's gonna show Strickland. Well, yeah, because it's Hamzat. Hamzat's a
Strickland also trained with Hamzat though, or trained with Hamzat.
They trained one time.
Yeah, and they earned each other's respect.
What I mean by the fact that Hermansson grappled Hamzat is Hermansson he's been he's a grappler. He grapples a lot. He's been working on his grappling. He's taking grappling events. In the meantime, I think he's gonna show Strickland some shit he's never seen before. I don't know if it's gonna work, but the fact that he's plus 172 is juicy to me.
I think there is that video that Josh sent where it's Strickland versus 3 people. Yeah. As much as you meme that, the fact that he was able to take a guy down, or he took it down, reverse it when there's another guy on top of him, that's pretty impressive, all things considered. That's an
I mean,
extra man to deal with it
I
there.
mean, to be fair, if you put the fucking three of us against Marvin Vittori or someone or Jack Hermansson, you might get similar results.
Now, those people were not significantly smaller. They also train at the gym for who knows how long. That's completely different.
Yeah,
Give us
exactly.
maybe
Who knows how
4 or
long?
5
Could have been like
years.
a year and a half, 2 years, amateur as fuck, like no strength on them. Like a pro MMA fighter is gonna toss him around. Like if like a pro MMA fighter would push us around because we don't have like that kind of pro athlete strength.
And when you also, well, anyway, and when you look at Hermansson too, he's just not a good striker. He's just not. Like Edmund Shabazian, first round, I know he's a god, but he beat him. Marvin Vittori beat him. Let's be honest, he caught Kevin Gastelum with a heel hook. He just caught him.
Yeah.
Jared Cannonier, he was beating Cannonier, but Cannonier's got that power.
That's what I'm saying. Like Cannonier's cold as fuck. All his losses are like legit people. Like lately, at least lately.
But I think he's not gonna just go for a takedown and call it a day. He's gonna try to strike with Strickland. And then
I think he will set up a takedown, but I don't think he's going to stand with Strickland for extended periods of time.
he did that with Cannonier.
Well, he's wised up.
I mean, I think Hermansson's boxing isn't terrible. I think like he'll be able to defend himself on the feet. Like obviously, Strickland is gonna get the better of those, but I think it's just gonna be like he'll like slightly get the better of him. And if the rounds go on, like eventually it's gonna be like Strickland like progressively getting better and better because he has like a really good gas tank and he just like gets in your face. But yeah, I mean, if Hermansson could threaten the takedown, who knows? I think it's going to be.
The thing is, we saw a couple weeks ago, like a gas tank is different when you're standing for 5 rounds than when you're doing like grappling it.
I don't think the takedown matters as much as you think. In this fight, I think Strickland will surprise us all with how he does that. He also stands in a very awkward position, very Michael Bisping-esque. That I don't think he'll have to worry about the takedown. He like puts all his weight in his back foot. It's weird. I could see him very easily stuffing these.
I think this is going to be one of those fights where the first round will tell a lot. So like in the first round, if Hermansson's able to get him down and like control him for like a meaningful amount of time, I think it's going to be worth like a live bet on Hermansson. So like let's say it's kind of similar to Cater versus Shikaze, right? Where you kind of saw Cater be able to take down Chikaze in the first round, and then you kind of think like, okay, so like this is really good for Cater. I think
exactly. If the line is even, then it seems like this is the pattern that's going to continue.
Yeah,
I think don't forget that Sean Strickland did take down Uriah Hall in their fight, and he definitely showed his like grappling prowess in that fight as well.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I think Strickland has like a decent striking edge. I think Hermansson has a decent grappling edge. I think we'll see whose edge. You know what I mean? I think we'll see whose advantage plays out more. But that's why I think the line's a little too. I think the line's a little too wide. I think people are buying into the Strickland hype maybe just a little bit too much.
Well, I mean, you talk about Jack Hermansson, but like Sean Strickland's undefeated in his weight class. And when he lost to Ponzinibbio and Kamaru Usman, and who was Alicio Zaleski dos Santos. Those are pretty elite.
Not
people.
bad losses, but I don't know. I feel like
Kamaru Usman's the GOAT. Oh no, just not a bad loss. He just lost to the GOAT, right? Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, like the other ones, obviously, those aren't like bad losses, but I mean, it's not even. I feel like in these circumstances, like unless it's a prospect that like not even a prospect, unless it's like somebody who really wows me, which Strickland doesn't. I tend to go with the guy who's faced like tougher opposition if he's a significant underdog.
Sure, that's consistent at least.
So, yeah, like, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, and I think like Jack doesn't need to, like, obviously he doesn't need to like get every takedown, right? Like, if he could get one takedown and get Strickland's respect, then it's going to change the way Strickland fights on the feet because then he's going to be like worried about the takedown, and then
exactly that will open up Jack's hands.
Yeah, so I think it's an interesting fight.
Yeah. So on my betting line, I have Strickland by decision because I don't think he's gonna knock out Jack Hermansson. I only think when's the last time Hermansson got knocked out by Jared Cannonier? Before that, in 2017, and Strickland doesn't have that power as much as I like him. I've never seen him do a submission. Maybe he has one in his record. I don't know. No, he doesn't.
I mean, maybe Jack goes for a takedown and then he like snatches a guillotine. Who knows?
It's gonna be like Ngannou, where it's
Yeah.
like he wins by decision. But I got Strickland at I think plus 185 via decision.
That's interesting. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, want to move to the co-main event?
Well, wait, what's your bet on?
What's your bet? Yeah.
Yeah, what's your bet on?
Oh, aren't we gonna like?
I mean, what do you like? What's your bet? Like, what do you pick? What's your pick? How you feeling? Based on like.
So yeah, So at the beginning, I really wanted to bet Jack Hermansson, but the more I think about it, and like the more people talk about like Sean Strickland's grappling, I just kind of because like my angle was like people haven't really tested Sean Strickland's wrestling or grappling. Jack Hermansson's gonna expose him, but I just feel like I'm hearing a lot of like I'm just like reading a lot about people who are high on Sean Strickland's grappling. So I'm not going to pick a winner for this one. I do think, though, that the fight will go to a decision. So that is my bet. I think the fight will go to a decision. I think Sean Strickland, if Sean Strickland wins, I don't see him winning. I don't see him finishing him, right? I think Hermansson is like good enough on the feet to protect himself. And if Hermansson wins, I think it's going to be like a wrestle fuck type of deal where he edges those rounds out. So
yeah. I like that. That's a smart bet.
I like that too. I got the Hermansson money line was too juicy for me to pass up on. I don't really. I mean, I feel like the odds should definitely be closer for this fight. I don't think plus 172 is necessarily reflective of how this fight will go.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Is Maximov next? Maximov and Soriano?
So co-main, Punahele Soriano versus Nick Maximov. Nick Maximov, I think he trains. He's like a Nick Diaz disciple, right? He trains in like Stockton with Nick Diaz and Punahele Soriano, I think he's coming out of Hawaii. He's like a decent wrestler, but mainly looks to knock you out with every punch. So it's an interesting style clash. I think the thing with Soriano is that I feel like if he doesn't knock you out in the first round, he kind of just gasses and just like loses all of his danger. But in that first round, he's quite dangerous. So
yeah.
Giga vibes.
Yeah. Well, I think I would agree. Maybe this is just me, but I think I am buying into the Nick Diaz hype because this guy's like really good on the ground too, trained jiu-jitsu for the longest there. And if he's going with the Diaz brothers, that means he's probably improved his boxing to who knows. Or it's not boxing, just stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
To who knows how good. And a lot of his fights tend to go to decision. So I just have Maximov. I don't know the most about him, to be honest, but it seems that he does well because if you remember on Dana White's Contender Series, he fought 2 weight classes up against the heavyweight guys.
Yes, I remember that.
So like that should tell you just how game he is, and that should tell you like everything you need to know. If he's fighting people his own weight class, I think he should be all right. I don't think he's getting knocked out. He's the underdog though, but I'm fine with Maximov.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a little bit too much, a little too many ifs going on. Like, because I mean, Soriano is very dangerous in the first round, and there's a chance he just knocks Maximov the fuck out, and there's a chance that he doesn't, and it goes on for like I don't know. There's too many ifs to me with this one. So I mean, I would probably lean towards Maximov if I was gonna put like actual money on it, which I'm not sure if I will. I like Maximov as a dog, but I'm not confident with anything on this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Maximov is so he's only 24 years of age. So he's still quite young to the game. He is a really good like wrestler / ground fighter, but I don't think his hands are quite there, and I don't think you could afford to be hit by Soriano. So I just think it's really dangerous in that first round. But I think if he makes it past that first round, I think it's gonna be smooth sailing for Maximov. But that's a big if for Maximov for sure. He could get starched in the first round easily.
Definitely. That's why I'm saying like I don't even know if I wanna. There's just too many. There's a lot of ifs here.
I would need to double check his Dana contender. I don't remember how often he got hit, but if you get hit by a heavyweight, and don't go out, I think that
No, he
says
didn't.
something.
He didn't get hit in that fight. He basically just laid. At some points he just like laid on top of the heavyweight.
Then that bodes well for what he's gonna do to this other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maximov is definitely a vibe.
Soriano's good. He wrestled in college. He has good takedown defense, and he's really fast in the first round. So I just think it's dangerous.
He's a fast starter.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Because I think we're pretty clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Maximov for me, but
yeah. All right. Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Carlston Harris.
I think we should let Dermer speak on this one, just because he's all in with this man.
Yeah. I am all in on Shavkat. Shavkat by ass whooping, like Shavkat by beating his ass. I really am all in on Shavkat. I think Shavkat's like in terms of like his talent, like he could easily break into the rankings as soon as he starts fighting those people who are ranked. And I don't think Harris is it. Like, there's definitely guys at welterweight who could beat Shavkat. I don't think Carlston Harris is one of them. Shavkat's just like Shavkat's like that like he's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like that modern MMA meta now where guys do everything like well. Like you can't just I'm gonna do this to him. Like he can beat you anywhere. And it's hard to deal with a motherfucker like that. It's hard to deal with a motherfucker where they can wrestle you if they want, they can tap you if they want, they can knock you out if they want. Like he just has so many tools he can use to win. And like I still think realistically, like the bottom line is I still think he's fighting like competition that's not up to his par. So until they start booking him with people that can that I think can actually compete with him. Like I think him by stoppage is just he stops everybody. Like he's stopped every single fight he's ever had. So until they start matching him with people who can like reasonably be competitive with him, I don't see why that streak is going to end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so at first glance when I looked at this fight, I really wanted to bet Shavkat because I didn't really know much about Carlston Harris. And then I watched the two Carlston Harris fights he had in the UFC, and I thought they were impressive. He is, I think his plan A is to wrestle and get you down because he is a jiu-jitsu specialist. But he knocked his two opponents out in the first round after he didn't get the takedown. So I just think he's pretty good, man. I think it's a dangerous fight for Shavkat.
I think Shavkat is the obvious money, which is why he's so heavily favored. I think the fact that he's a master of sport, in Sambo, which, gosh, man, some of the best people in the UFC are masters of sport. The one thing I don't like,
master of sport is like real, and then Sambo, which is literally the best base to come to MMA. Like
yeah, exactly. So he has a lot of really good traits. I think the only thing that I'm a little hesitant about is that I was on Reddit, r-MMA, and they showed like a clip of him getting clipped. And he got rocked noticeably, and he did come back to win and show a lot of heart. I could see him, just joking a little. But I could see Carlston Harris, like maybe clipping him, because his defense is not the best. Like his last opponent was like, what was he, like 7 inches shorter than him?
Harris? Yeah.
Yeah, he was like really short. Maybe it's just a matter of who he was fighting, but like I don't know about his defense. I think he's probably better like pound for pound mixed martial artist, but his defense is the only thing. But with that being said, I think Shavkat is the smart choice here.
I don't think Carlston has like anything for him on the feet.
Well, he could clip him.
I mean, he finished his two opponents in the UFC in the first round, so he clearly has power.
He finished them from ground and pound.
No. I'm pretty sure they were on the feet. Actually,
he knocked out.
I feel like one of them was ground and pound. Maybe I'm wrong.
He knocked out Kasanganay, and he submitted the other guy. Oh yeah, Kasanganay. I think they cut him too. I hope they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Did he like
for
lead
whatever
up
reason. I don't know
like
why.
Oliveira with like a takedown and some ground and pound. That might make sense.
Oh, you're talking about Shavkat, you mean?
No, Carlston Harris. Like when he's fought Aguilera. Like I don't. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I feel like he took him down and like pounded him a little, and then he gave the back. But I don't know if I'm remembering that right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I do understand why people are high on Shavkat. I just personally am not sold all the way yet. I think his striking is I think the striking is the weakest part of his game, and I just feel like at times he's just like really passive on the feet. Like he won't throw anything for like I don't know for extended periods of time, kind of just like waiting for his opponent to do something first. And then
that's like my one complaint of him. Like he gets passive at times, but then it's weird because then all of a sudden out of nowhere, like he'll just hit you with some shit, or he'll just grab you and try and trip you up. Like he's got a lot of.
I don't think being patient is necessarily a bad thing.
I almost feel like it might be like to like disarm the opponent in a way. You know what I mean? Because if you don't see anything coming at you for 30 seconds, you're kind of like, okay, like what's happening? Like, am I not in danger anymore? And then all of a sudden you get grabbed. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
but
he's given me no reason to doubt him yet. That's the biggest thing. Like he's given me no reason to be like, yeah, I'm not. I don't think it's that.
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna win, but there's still, I guess, mild bits of question marks, but not enough to have me choose Carlston Harris.
Yeah.
Did you put any like actual?
I put him in a parlay.
What are we going with? Yeah, I got Shavkat in a parlay, and I got Shavkat by stoppage. What about you, Josh?
This is a stay away for me. I think Harris is dangerous.
Wow.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
I'm not betting on this one. And so there is that clip of Shavkat getting clipped in one of his fights. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but
I mean,
he has been caught.
Harris has been finished before, so by somebody worse than Shavkat. So I would take that stock in as much stock as what you know what I mean. Like, yeah, Shavkat's got clipped, but Harris has actually been finished. So,
yeah.
Well, I think both of these gentlemen lose to Sam Alvey.
Oh, of course. I mean, everyone loses to Sam Alvey. Sam Alvey beats them both on the same night, and then takes tomorrow's belt.
So Phil Hawes was too easy of an opponent, so they decided to give him Brendan Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil Hawes was way too easy.
This has to be the end of the road for Sam Alvey, right? Like he can't come back if he loses this one.
Right? I don't know. It seems that I told you, I think they gave him a harder fight.
Yeah, they did. I wouldn't say harder fight, but the thing with Phil Hawes is he has that glass chin, and Sam Alvey is like a counter puncher, so I think he had the chance of clipping Phil Hawes, but yeah, I don't see him doing that to Brendan Allen.
Well, boys, that leads us perfectly into the next fight on the card: Sam Alvey versus Brendan Allen.
Yeah, I think that Brendan Allen is just better. Maybe we're just underrating Chris Curtis a lot, but because he went on an insane streak.
You're goddamn right you are.
Yeah, he beat Brendan Allen and Phil Hawes. Maybe that's probably why they chose Brendan Allen, honestly. But I think Brendan Allen just
baby.
Yeah, I just think that Brendan Allen is just way better than Sam Alvey, really about everything. His last losses were Chris Curtis and Sean Strickland. So,
I mean, saying someone is better than Sam Alvey, we're not really going on much of a limb there. I feel like this fight can just go pretty. Is anybody actually picking Sam Alvey?
What's his underdog rating?
Well, it's not on DraftKings. They don't.
It's not even on the books.
Oh, yeah.
We don't even have books. Let's just be. Does anyone think Sam Alvey has like a realistic chance of winning this fight?
I thought he had a realistic chance against Phil Hawes. To be perfectly honest, like bet him by KO. That'd probably be like plus 800, I imagine. But here, I don't see him. I don't see him knocking out Brendan Allen.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, though to be fair, Sean Strickland knocked out Brendan Allen.
That is true, and Chris Curtis knocked out Brendan Allen.
Yeah, so maybe if you want to put like I don't know $5 on Sam Alvey by KO, because Sam Alvey's surprisingly durable. In all honesty.
Yeah.
I don't think like Phil Hawes necessarily has a bad chin either. I don't know that I don't think Alvey by knockout would have made sense. I think we need to put some respect on Chris Curtis for knocking these guys the fuck out. But I mean, Allen's the obvious money. Sam Alvey's he's kind of cooked.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. He should be cut. He should have been cut like 2 fights ago. But
I still love that meme where it's like, "Oh, you get out of here, you freeloaders," and it's not you. You stay in Sam Alvey.
yeah, that's
In
good.
terms of the rest of the card, I don't exactly have I'd be jumping around to be honest. Tresean Gore versus Bryan Battle. I like Bryan Battle as a underdog, but I think you're more educated on this, Josh, than me. So
No, I mean, I think Battle's good. He kind of has like that. He has like a he's like a grappler type character, but I think he gets hit a lot. And Tresean Gore is a pretty technical striker. So I like Gore in that one personally.
yeah, I just am again. I didn't watch the Ultimate Fighter, the 3-0 record, so I'm not making the most educated guess there.
On the in the prelims, you have a prospect from the Dana White Contender Series, Jailton
Oh,
Almeida.
beautiful. We're gonna go to that.
I
I
mean,
saw.
I feel like that's pretty cut and dry too. I think Almeida by ass whooping too. Like it's not.
I saw.
That's a pretty wide line for a reason.
I saw Jailton Almeida when he made his debut, and I was like, "Wow, this guy's gonna actually be a problem." This is lightweight's gonna get good now.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think
because the guy he beat was really good, right? He was a Dagestani like wrestler dude,
yeah,
and
Nasruddinov, and he
yeah,
submitted him too. That guy was 9-0 before he went against Jailton Almeida.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I like Jailton here. Danilo Marques is also a ground fighter, but I just think Almeida's better than him in that area. And I think he's the younger, faster fighter. I think he's better everywhere. So I
Um,
like Jailton Almeida.
I don't. This may sound a bit conspiratorial, but he does not look his age. He doesn't
30.
look like he's 30. No, have you seen like what he looks like in a lot of his things?
Um,
Yeah, just
he
like
looks he looks a little older.
yeah, take a look at that first image, dude. Like I feel
The
like
black and
he's
white one.
either yeah, like he's either lived a very hard life or like they're lying about his age because that sometimes happens in like certain countries.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, some people, like some people are baby face. Other people could just be old face.
That's fair enough. If you've seen Vince McMahon when he was young, he always looked 40.
Yeah.
What do you
Uh,
think, Dermer?
What was the question? Sorry, I was looking. I was looking at
is
that.
Jailton Almeida lying about his age?
Yeah, I feel like he's probably a little
All right,
bit
let
older.
me like, look at his face. Like, let me look up his face and like deeply study this for a sec.
Because I think the creases is what gets me more than anything else.
Yeah, maybe he had like acne as a kid. That's possible.
I think it's either a lot of stress or whatever, but he looks a little bit older to me.
Yeah, I see what you mean by his face.
Yeah.
He has like scars on his face almost.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
see this. Hold on. Let me like look at his face. Hold on. I see what you guys mean, but like some people just have that like some people. I mean, I know motherfuckers who look like a grown ass man at like when they were 15. You know what I'm saying?
sure, that's valid.
Yeah.
I just
Like
thought he looked a little.
some people are just built different. Like some people are just not normal people. Like perfect example. Like look at Yoel Romero. That's just not a normal human being.
Yep.
That is not what people are like, and that's just what he is.
So as much as I rag on him, I got Almeida in a parlay with Shavkat, minus
Same.
125. I think
Yes,
that's
sir.
pretty
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yeah, all in that one too.
I have a bet on one fight we didn't talk about. Alexis Davis versus Julija Stoliarenko. Um, Alexis Davis, she made it all the way to Ronda Rousey, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
That she lost, but she's, I don't know. She's won against elite competition and lost for sure, but I just don't see much faith in her. She's getting a little bit older, 37, lost a lot of her recent fights. Julia Stoliarenko isn't necessarily a good mixed martial artist, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's women's MMA. Like,
But I think she can beat Alexis Davis. Alexis Davis usually takes round one off or just loses round one, but she comes back for round two and round 3, I could see Stoliarenko just like pulling it out.
Yeah. I was looking at that fight. I kind of like Alexis Davis just because I think if you look at her record, she's lost to a lot of
really good
women,
talent.
but a lot of them are top tier competition, right? Like against Kaylin Chikagian, Jennifer Maia, and she was winning some of those rounds. Those were close fights, so
yeah,
I think she kind of belongs in that like middle tier at 125 or no bantamweight.
I agree. I think the main reason why I chose Julija Stoliarenko is that she's plus 185. I don't know about a 2-1 underdog, and I would only go higher if you put via decision. They didn't have the book for this year yet, so
yeah,
that's why I chose her. But I admit, like, probably Alexis Davis is better, but I don't think she'll win.
Yeah. Also, I have a bet on the Hakeem Dawodu versus Mike Trizano fight. I think that's an interesting fight. So I think Hakeem is a little more proven. He's gone against a lot of the top guys. So his last was his last fight he fought Mavsar. He got fucked for 2 rounds, but then he was actually putting it on Mavsar for the 3rd round. So
I don't know if he was
wrong in the 3rd.
Was he putting it on though? He did clip him and he did like rock him, but didn't Mavsar immediately just go into a takedown?
He took him down towards the end of the round, but Dawodu definitely won that round, and I thought he had him hurt for a moment in that 3rd round.
Yeah, exactly. He clipped him, hurt him, and then the guy just went into takedown mode.
Yeah. And then Dawodu has a split decision win over Zubair Tukhugov, which is a decent win. Tukhugov
I don't even know. A ton of people thought Zubair, or I don't even know how to say his fucking name.
Zubair.
Yeah, a ton of people thought he won that fight still, and I'm like, I don't know. I thought that was I don't know.
Yeah, I thought Dawodu clearly won. I mean, the stats back it up. The stats.
Yeah, no, even like people like I remember he got taken down the first couple rounds, but like he wasn't like getting like fucked up too bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the whole 3rd round, like Zubair just kind of like did nothing. Like that almost should have been a 10-8 just for like inactivity on Zubair's part. So
yeah, so I think
Dawodu. And then let me also say like Dawodu's other win, like that split decision over Julio Arce, like whatever fucking judge scored that fight for Arce needs to be like banned, because I don't know a single other fucking person on the planet who was like, yeah, Julio Arce won that fight, except that one judge.
If we're gonna do that, every judge is gonna be banned because every judge is fucking terrible.
But my point is like his last 2 wins are split decisions, but like one of them maybe, but like the Arce was that's a unanimous decision. Let's be real. Like a split decision makes it sound closer than it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I'm looking at his record, because I didn't really look at this fight, I just recognized the name. He has a lot of splits on this record.
Yeah, he has a ton of splits, but I mean, sometimes it's a split decision, and it's clearly one guy won. So it's I don't put much.
I'm used to the terrible scorecards. Perfect example: Floyd Mayweather and Canelo was a majority decision. Somebody saw that fight and gave Canelo 6 rounds. Like I don't understand. I don't understand.
I could see Hakeem being Benson Henderson, who I want to give a shout out to because he beat Islam Mamedov via split decision. Classic Benson.
Yeah, Bellator.
That was crazy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Michael,
yeah.
So I mean. I think Dawodu's just a better striker.
What do you know about Trizano? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Trezano's that good. I saw his last fight against Ludwig Klein.
It was
Yeah, it's pretty mid.
He's very mid. Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's how I feel.
Yeah, okay. I like Dawodu in that one. I think he has it. So all right. Yeah, let's go over our bets for tonight to the fight.
10 units. What are we going with, Josh? You want to start us out?
All right, yeah, I'll start off first. So, my first bet, I have Hermansson Strickland going to a decision. That is plus 100 odds. So, basically, I'm wagering 3 units on that. Nick Maximov, it's a decision only. So, basically, how this works is if it goes to a decision, then this bet becomes active. If the fight ends in a stoppage, nothing happens with this bet. So I have Nick Maximov money line decision only at minus 105. wagering 3 units on that as well. I have a Hakeem Dawodu Jailton Almeida parlay at plus 102, wagering 2 on that, and I have a Tresean Gore money line at minus 160, wagering 2 units on that.
All right.
Alex, you go.
All right, you got the lines, Josh. Just confirm this because I'm pretty sure I remember, but I don't have them in front of me.
Yeah.
I got 5 units on Shavkat to stop the fight. Big Shavkat weekend. Minus 115, correct?
Yep, that is correct.
All right, cool. So yeah, 5 units on Shavkat by stoppage at minus 115. I'm all in on Shavkat, and then I got another 2 units on a Shavkat Almeida parlay that's minus 125.
That is correct.
All right, yeah, minus 125, 2 units on that, and then Hermansson the money line, it's like plus 172 or something, whatever the fuck it is.
175.
175. 3 units on that.
Okay. Oh wait.
It's a Shavkat weekend, boys.
Right. All right. Yeah, so you're basically all in Shavkat. If Shavkat loses or whatever, you're fucked.
If Shavkat doesn't win, I'm really fucked. A stoppage is obviously ideal, but I can still do okay if he doesn't stop it as long as Hermansson still wins and he still wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had Sean Strickland by points at 185. I think if he's going to win, he's not going to knock out Hermansson or submit him. Jailton Almeida and Shavkat Rakhmonov. It only makes sense, I think. I think Jailton Almeida is probably the slightly safer bet, but I'm okay with him in a parlay. Next, Maximov, I think, is really good in a decision. Plus 350 at a decision is insane odds, too. So why not? Julija Stoliarenko, 185 money line. I don't know if Alexis Davis, how good she is anymore. That will probably change once the what do you call it? The decision line comes out.
Yeah, like the props, I guess.
Because I want her via decision, but they didn't have it on the website.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess.
Yeah, that concludes our picks for UFC Fight Night: Hermansson versus Strickland.
That was our cold takes. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, peace out.
All right.